Welcome to the hard reset. What just happened?
Or I'm sorry, an oil lease on the back of my property.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean that you're going to get oil from it either.
It's producing X amount of barrels.
And then on top of it, it's like, how are you going to transport that? Yeah, there's just so many things that go into that. But I mean, at the same time, too, it's like
the infrastructure is ridiculous.
All right, here's the thing. It's like, you know what? When Biden first went into office, not trying to bash the poor senile bastard, but and I can call him bastard because he's called U.S. military troops dumb bastards. Yeah. So I think it's fair to call him the same damn thing.
I mean, I no offense. I remember during the Obama administration when they had somebody was in charge of like Homeland Security that was calling returning vets from Iraq and Afghanistan potential domestic terrorists.
Jesus Christ.
To the point to where they were literally making T-shirts that said domestic tourist or whatever. You can't make that up. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. But yeah.
No, that's fine. That's horrible, though. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. We were.
But anyways, yeah. So, I mean, your first day in office, the first thing you do is you're going to act like a toddler. And if the person before me, I don't like him, I'm just going to undo everything that he did. The hell do you think is guaranteed to happen to the economy?
A Republican or something that basically said,
it wasn't based on anything, though.
Well, he said,
now, if he said, this is why I'm undoing this and this is going to help or make a difference.
It was like a Republican representative that basically said, you didn't even have enough time to analyze like the facts, like what actually makes sense. Like in other words, they had an agenda, you know, and again, I hate to use the word agenda, but say the Democrats had an agenda.
Yeah, there was definitely something there. Or
they
some sort of
literally, he didn't even have enough time to see whether Trump's thing, whatever Trump did, aligned with their agenda. Like Trump could be doing something that, you know, the Democrats would feel falls in line with their agenda. They didn't even have enough time to analyze it to see whether they blanket whatever Trump done bad. They just shut it down.
Right.
And half the stuff that Trump did was like a bipartisan thing that was actually maybe brought up, you know, by a Democratic representative or whatever. Right. He just shot it all down. Mm-hmm. And not looking at he didn't have enough time to analyze this stuff, which that sounds juvenile.
No, the whole thing, the whole entire thing was just juvenile. And then unfortunately, I hate to say it, but a lot of things that Trump, his response and reply was also juvenile. Oh, yeah. Unfortunately. Yeah, so, I mean, that didn't help the matters at all. No. But I mean, when you've got the Speaker of the House, when you've got Pelosi acting like a toddler and say, well, I didn't get him on this, but we're going to find something. We're going to take taxpayers' money and we're going to find something to find wrong with him. And then we'll get him out. It's like, that's not how that works. You can't just start going on a witch hunt. And then also at the same time, too, just the crazy shit. Remember when he did a State of the Union and she stands up behind him and rips the papers up? It's wow. So you've just now stooped to his Twitter level.
Oh, yeah.
Which, again, you know what? I don't mean to be bashing on the guy, but I mean,
the Democratic Party called her brave when she did that.
There was nothing brave about that. It's like she must have been drunk and high then too. Did you see her little squirrel move that she did? When Biden was what is that? That's just nuts.
Squirrels in my front yard, they get all excited, you know, and
she did too. Everybody there had to have been high as a kite and drunk as who knows what.
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't know. But, I mean,
they were definitely pre-gaming. I think they were pre-gaming before he went out there. You know, like, and then didn't make any sense. They're like, hey, I don't know. I'm new. I don't know what to do. I'm new here or whatever. Yeah.
You know, I said probably about 3 weeks prior to his State of the Union address and some other things coming up too. It's like, they're going to do this, this, and this. And you know what? They did every single one of those things. Like, they're going to get rid of mask mandates. That way it's going to get rid of that burn. Hopefully people forget about it. We've got primaries coming up. Mm-hmm. So
we talked about it. It was going to magically go away.
Yeah, it's funny how that's working out. It's like, things are just disappearing.
Well, anytime anybody asks about it, if you don't know, then they refer to some magical study that they've not briefed to anybody. Right. Some magical study that says that, you know, we flattened the curve or whatever, you know, or whatever coin, you know, catchphrase or whatever that they had. And it's weird how all that stuff just goes away when there's another problem that pops up.
Oh, yeah, it is weird because, I mean, you don't really hear about it anymore. Actually, there is some, I I don't know if is it C-SPAN, House Senate Committee. I don't know. Anyway, so there was a couple of Fauci's buddies that were brought in. Maybe not buddies anymore.
Oh no,
but Fauci and I think maybe the director of NIH was supposed to be there, and they couldn't make it, declined.
Mm-hmm.
And there was just so many questions about, so if you guys knew about this and here's your email that says you said this and this was going on.
Wow.
They were just kind of, man, they threw him under the bus. But, you know, at the same time, he threw himself under the bus.
Yeah.
But will anything come of it? Because it's not on any of the mainstream news outlets. Even Fox isn't reporting it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you know, I do have a lot of time on my hands. Maybe not so much here in the near future.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
You're going to get kicked in the face with the midget shoes or whatever.
I might. You never know. But no, it's just, it's one of those things like, man, if I can find this, and it's not being made up or taken out of context. It's like, it's literally, these are the C-SPAN cameras recording these hearings.
Oh yeah.
So there is no misconstrue it or take it out of context. This is word for word. And this is what was actually said. Speaking of saying word for word, where where the president of the United States, Kamala Harris, said that Ukraine was part of NATO.
So I will say what I know we all say, and I will say over and over again. The United States stands firmly with the Ukrainian people in defense of the NATO alliance.
And then they had to backtrack. They literally, the transcript.
Oh, no.
They doctored the transcript of what she said. Said, no, she didn't say that. It's like, we all watched her say this.
Yeah.
But now.
Physically watched her say it.
How do you take a transcript and then insert word, take out other words?
Like, dude, it's called.
That's nuts.
It's called a live Word document. And they're just like, oh, no. And so they like put that in there. And then that's what they send out to all the, you know, social media media outlets.
Yeah. I don't mean to beat up on President Harris. I mean, she has a tough job. But at the same time, when you do, I'm just saying, when you do dumb shit and you're standing in front of Poland, like, and you don't know you're in Poland, and you're like, here I am now, standing right here now. I think I'm standing here, and
Ukraine is a country in Ukraine, or whatever she said. It's a former country that was part of Russia.
We're in the Eastern Front in the West, and oh geez.
And that, my friend, is why she's not out there in the media a lot, because she giggled and lauged about.
That was horrible about the refugees,
whole Ukraine thing. Yeah.
Well, that's true.
A friend in need is a friend indeed.
Okay, I can first.
Well, that's her go-to me whenever she feels threatened. I wouldn't say threatened, when she simply has no clue of what to say. That's her.
Psychologists will say it's like a nervous tick. It's a nervous reaction.
It is one of those. It's like
this whole thing about the border. We've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. And I mean, I don't understand the point that you're making.
Used to, they would call it an inappropriate nervous reaction. It's like somebody giving you terrible news and you laugh. It's like an inappropriate response. Yeah. But that's her response to feeling embarrassed.
So far, her response to everything. It has been.
Yeah.
No, and there was this like crazy crap too, where she was asked a direct question about the U.S. and she turns to the president of Poland. It's like, can you answer this for me? It's like,
oh no.
Whoa, why? No. They asked you the question. Why are you looking at some other foreign leader to answer the question for you? Because he doesn't have the answer.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, I mean, shouldn't you be like, briefed on that and whatnot?
She didn't get briefed on anything. The only thing she thought was, hey, I'm going to Poland. I'm going to get pierogies. This is going to be good.
Well, Ukraine is in Ukraine.
I know, right? It's so Ukraine.
She's like
this is a smaller country.
like a weather map. She's like, it's over in this general area that she's like looking at the green screen behind her.
And she's talking down to everybody. This area. Like, everybody's toddlers. So Ukraine is a smaller country and Russia is a big, bad country.
Yeah.
And they've decided to like, no, how about the big, bad country that I'm just going to stop now while I got a chance.
Yeah. I'm done.